Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we have another gameplay video for Shadowverse Evolve. On the top you'll see none other than Shadowverse's own me, and on the bottom my good friend Jorge. So I will be playing an umamusume deck, and George is going to be playing Haven as always. He's been on this deck forever, and I don't think he plans on changing anytime soon. This is round 3 of our local tournament. It could potentially be the last round, depending on if the other undefeated that was in the tournament lost this last round, but spoiler alert, he didn't. And I do have the finals footage of that will go up after this video. But you can see that George went second. No, I think I won the die roll and I chose to go second. George plays Bellringer and passes. I pass on turn 1. He's going on turn 2 and he's going to pass. That's not normal for Haven to, or sorry, it's not unordinary for Haven to pass because a lot of their deck is just removal, and if I'm not doing anything, a lot of times they might not do anything either on the first couple of turns, so totally normal. Even though it looks like we're both skipping, both decks have removal, and sometimes you're just not going to have anything. Especially with Uma, I think your only real effective 2-drops are like Agnes and Special Week, so if George isn't doing anything, I'm not going to waste cards like Make Some Noise or Lamplit. So now it's turn 3 though, and I draw, I think, an Econodictus. So spend the play points, look at the top 3 cards of my deck. I apologize for, as you guys can see, we're not showing our hands in the little plastic cases. We will correct that, I promise, at some point in the video. So we do add Agnes, so probably one of the best cards in the deck. Probably the best follower in the deck, probably next to maybe. Well, I don't think it's the best. As a standalone card, it's not great. I mean, it's not like too crazy, but like Daiwa, for example, is a crazy standalone card. But yeah, Agnes definitely up there. I think it's the most expensive card of the deck for sure. So I just pass. I don't even ward up, mainly because I know I'm playing Haven and there's nothing really for me to feel threatened by, except, if George went on turn 4, he could technically play like a Cudgel, which is, I'm always trying to play around Cudgel because we play each other a lot. I know what his build is like. So I just don't ward it because if he does play Cudgel, I don't benefit from the Cudgel attacking over my ward, versus if I can get better advantage, the ward just feels better after I have some other cards to complement it. So George at the end phase will Dark Offering his Bellringer. Yeah, so he goes up to 23, draws 2 cards. Quick Pot of Greed, not bad. And it looks like he is thinking at the end phase still, but he doesn't do anything. So he draws Sacred Plea. And it looks like he is going to play, I forgot what the card is called, Overtake something. He's going to look at the top 3 cards. Can't see what they are, but he's going to rearrange it. The card is really good. It's very, it feels low impact, but you're just making sure you're not getting bad draws, which is great. Because, I mean, especially with Haven, sometimes you're going to have cards that are just bad for certain matchups. Like, for example, the Mirror. If you reveal, removal cards, you're probably not going to use those in the Mirror. So George is just going to ward up his Bellringer and pass. The Bellringer does matter a little bit here. It's his second Bellringer, obviously, because it is going to block a little bit of damage. I am now on 4 play points, trying to figure out what we're going to end up doing. So my goal, my mindset into this matchup, this particular matchup, George plays Aegis, and Aegis, honestly, is a really hard card to deal with in general, obviously, as we all know. But I don't want things to get to that point. So the goal is to try to beat him down quick enough to where by the time he plays Aegis, it's, he's leaving himself wide open. So I play Agnes. We play Outrunning the Encroaching Heat, giving it Storm. So right now Agnes is a 4/4 Storm. And then we use an Evo point to evolve Agnes and add back the Outrunning the Encroaching Heat. That's kind of basic. I mean, that's essentially like the goal card. George actually, he has 2 play points, so he plays Surefire Bullet, and he does do 4 damage to the Agnes. But anyway, adding back the Outrunning the Encroaching Heat, that is pretty much the win condition here, to try to hit as many Storm to face as much as possible. But yeah, anyway. Let's see. I mean, it wasn't when the Surefire Bullet came down, I lost a lot of comments ooh, I mean, I only lost 1 card, so it was 1-1, but I really want these Storms to go through. He plays the 3rd Bellringer, so at that point it's man, you know, my Ikuno could have done it like this turn, could have done like the 4th damage, but he drew into his 3rd bell ring or so. He also has the Aegis in hand, so his goal at this point is just kind of to stall out until he can drop Aegis, because yeah, Aegis is a win condition. So I played Narita top road, draw 2 cards, and I'm going to end up discarding probably some kind of removal. I think there's like a make some noise in there, it looks like, or discarding Lamplit. Yeah, it's getting rid of the removal is pretty important because you're not ever going to use it. And I do use the Outrunning the Encroaching Heat again to make Narita top road a 5/5. Yeah, and then that finally goes through. So now it puts him down to normal people health at 18. At this point, still, like, I'm still not feeling good. Like, I want to have done more damage by now, but yeah, I mean, I've got a 2/4 ward, a 5/5 on the board, so it's not going to be super easy. But like at this point, I was like expecting maybe a Themis, and it looks like he does have the Themis, but he does use the Angelic Snipe at the end phase. Then he plays Cudgel, so that's good. I mean, he's getting rid of the card, and you know, just has a body on board 4/2, not bad. And then I think he has a little bit of play points left, one or two play points left. So I draw into an Agnes. At this point, at 6 play points, I believe we just go into the Daiwa now, because we have the Daiwa Vodka combo. As most of you probably know by now, since the format's been out for at least a few weeks, when Daiwa's on the board, Vodka costs only 1 in the hand, and I have 6 play points. And with Daiwa's effect to reduce the cost of my first Uma spell by 1, you're going to see a pretty nice play here, I think. So we're going to go with Daiwa. Looks like I have another Daiwa in my hand, I think, or if that next to the Oguri. I think that might be a Mayano Top Gun, actually. I was testing Mayano. Yeah, it looks like it. I was testing Mayano Top Gun in this particular build, but like I said, I've changed my list a lot, and I know a lot of you guys ask for deck lists after these videos, and I'm seeing that. I'm trying to figure out the best way to, you know, to share that, you know. Just to give an example, I have a case tournament on Saturday that I'm traveling to, and then obviously this format is what's going to be taking place at the World Finals. So I'm really skeptical about sharing what I'm playing with, you know, or what I plan on taking, which is a little silly, I know, but I want to just have the best chances as, you know, as possible. I know this is such a small platform, but it's also a small community, so you never know when it'll matter. So we do end up doing Daiwa, searching, outrunning the encroaching heat, playing Vodka for 1, using our last play point to play the storm spell, and now Vodka is a 4/4 rush, while Daiwa becomes a 5/6 storm. So I'll crash my Daiwa into the Cudgel and hit George for another 5, putting him down to 13. That's what we want to see. We want to see those things go through. I could have made this work to where, like, maybe Vodka did 5/5 to face and then Daiwa attack over the Cudgel. I feel a lot better with the Daiwa having, you know, more defense. So that's just me personally, and plus I've already seen him like play Angelic Snipe, so I didn't see any like major value in having like 2 followers and whatnot over just like having 1 with more defense. So he does end up executioning my Daiwa at the end, well, not his end phase, but just in his normal main turn. Then he plays Sacred Plea and passes with, I think that's I think he has 2 left, or he has 1 left, I'm not sure. Let's see. No, he has 2 left. I wonder why he didn't want to pop it. Maybe he wants to bluff like another Surefire or whatnot, because it doesn't look like he has anything. He has actually Angelic Barrage, which is interesting. I think he said he was testing that during this tournament, so I wonder if he liked it or not. But I do search a Flowers for You. That's a 1-drop spell card that buffs the attack of one of my followers by 1. And then I draw a card, so it replaces itself. Love the card. It's one of the best cards in the deck, truthfully. Right, it's about as good. I would say it's about as good as Trial Initiation. It's like certainly my favorite 1-drop spell to play. So I play the Daiwa. Again, I'm trying to figure out every turn, especially now since we're running out of options here. Like, how can I do as much damage as possible? So yeah, I think like I'm thinking here to play the Agnes using a final. Well, no, I'm already wrong. Okay, so I use Flowers for You to buff the Daiwa to 4/4. I think that I haven't. Yeah, okay, I didn't see the outrunning encroaching heat. Okay, so I do have the outrunning there. So I do play that, make Daiwa a 5/5 storm. At this point, I know George is like not liking it because he's just taking 5 hits to the face like every turn. This is after he stopped one, by the way. He would actually be a 9. And then I play the Trial Initiation. Looking at my cards here, I think we add another Flowers for You. That is the 3rd spell that we played. So if there was another follower on the board, Daiwa would be able to get Storm for free. But not the case here. So Daiwa does swing into George's life for 5, putting him down to 8. And the whole goal here is that, okay, yeah, if he plays Aegis here, I win. Because that's all of his play points. He's less than 10. And I have 1 evolution point available. So as you can see on the far right card of my hand, I do have an Oguri cap. So if I play that for 6, I can use my last 2 Evo points and an evolution point. Or sorry, my last 2 play points and my evolution point to buff it to 10/7. So that's what I'm kind of hoping for at this point. I'm hoping to see an Aegis drop because essentially it's like, all right, game's closed out. Nothing else he could have. So he gets the free draw, still at 8 play points. I think he's debating on going for 2, but no, he wants to get the play points. So then he draws into an Angelic Snipe. Then George opts to, okay, I gotta play the Aegis here. So. And I think that's because you can see he has an Acolyte, but he didn't have a way of getting rid of the. Well, I mean, I guess he could have. I mean, I guess he could have gone. No, he couldn't have. He didn't have a way to get rid of the Daiwa with only 4 play points, and then having an Acolyte for turn, because then he would have been kind of set. So he does end up playing the Aegis, and as you can see at this point, we're already talking about it. How I have the Oguri. And George, I think George, for some reason, thinks that his guy, or forgot that his guy didn't have ward. But I don't know. We were confused for a second because he was reminding me that Aegis couldn't be damaged. But yeah, it was just Storm for game. So pretty, yeah. I mean, black and white game. Kind of a boring one that I didn't know if I really wanted to upload or not. But I mean, I just want to show you guys what Uma looks like for me right now. But like I said, this build has already changed. So that's all I got for you guys, and I will see you in the very next video coming out later this week. Bye bye.